It's Urban Women, and this is one of my favorite segments, Spotlight with Urban Women. Who's in the spotlight today? So I had asked you a question. If you could have one superpower for the day, what would it be? And I love the Spotlight segment because these are women that I feel do have superpowers that they are using. Alhamdulillah. That's the beauty of Urban Women, isn't it? But it's about cultivating the gifts that you have within you and using it in such an empowering way to make a difference. For Allah Azza wa Jal has created women magnificently with so many abilities, so many gems, so many gifts. And it's about us finding that, using it, and of course serving our purpose in this dunya as we are meant to. So I'm very happy to welcome my guest, Sister Zainab Khan. She is a 3 times author. Sister Zainab Khan's work is, of course, incredibly impactful, blending her roles as an educator and writer to shed light on important social issues. Her commitment to raising funds for Gaza through her books is admirable, and the themes she explores seem deeply moving and thought-provoking. It's imperative how she incorporates contributions from various activities, activists and academics to enrich her narratives. And I hope her upcoming book, Letters from the Sky, continues to spark meaningful conversations and contribute to positive change, inshallah. I am very excited. I have been sharing with you about that we're going to be having Sister Zainab Khan in the studio soon. And I mean, Palestine is very close to our hearts, and that's what we're going to be chatting more about. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Zainab. Welcome to Urban Women.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Welcome as well. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and thank you to oh gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied.
Alhamdulillah.
I never thought that would happen. But
just
anyway.
Look at your book and take a deep breath.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, let me just gather myself. And assalamu alaikum to your listeners and to all those who are tuning in from South Africa and across the world.
Alhamdulillah. You know, it's such an honor to be here. And I'm just looking. Okay, so we are live on YouTube, trying to get live on Facebook. Not sure what's happening with Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, have a look at this. I mean, just the cover of this book. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And we're going to deep dive into what Sister Zainab is actually doing. Is focused very much around Palestine, around Gaza. We know what's going on. Firstly, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am born and bred in Durban. I live in Westville. I'm a writer, and I'm in the teaching profession for the last 10 years. And I think that's enough to go on with, because as I mentioned to you earlier, it's such a broad question. It always terrifies me when people ask me, tell me about yourself. I think, well, what do you want to know? Ask me something specific.
I so resonate with that, because when people say, tell me about you, I'm like, okay, like, as you said, it's such a broad question. And you can go, and your brain just goes like, oh, what do I pick on?
It's like a worst interview question when you go for a job interview and they're like, tell us about yourself. And
So I love your honesty, because I think a lot of people can actually relate to that as well. Alhamdulillah. I mean, these books that we're gonna touch on and you're gonna share more about, it's amazing. But I also know that you've been to Palestine at the beginning of this year. I mean, the war is on. You've been to Al-Aqsa. You've been there for a week. Tell us about your experience. Tell us what happened. Tell us. I want to know.
Well, it was my first time visiting Palestine, and I had this urge. I had been wanting to go to Palestine for a while, and I'd saved up, and things had just kept cropping up, and finally we were ready to go last year, and then October 7 happened, and I thought, oh no, I cannot wait. And I had this fear that I would never be able to go, and I put pressure on my parents, my husband. I was like, we need to go, we need to make this trip. And somehow I felt that the time was perfect, even though the common sentiment from people was like, why are you going now? You're not going to get in. It was the early days. Well, not the early days, like midway. There were reports of people being turned away, and not terribly. Well, for me, in the sense where it would have created another obstacle, it was where South Africa took Israel to the ICJ.
Yes.
And so that put a spanner in the works for my travel plans.
Your passport?
Yeah. But alhamdulillah, Allah took me through. The immigration process was smooth. We got most of our prayers in the masjid. It was a beautiful first experience.
Wow.
It was a sense of, the minute I entered into the courtyard and I saw the masjid for the very first time, it all made sense to me. It made sense to me why people would die happily for this place. I cannot put into words the emotional and spiritual attachment that one has for Al-Aqsa. And I think that every single human being needs to make it a priority to visit. I can't even explain to you.
Oh.
When you go there, it's the land of the prophets.
Indeed.
It is the land of the prophets, and you can feel the aura of the prophets every step of the way. So it was very beautiful. The people are warm, they're welcoming. When we walked into Palestine, I remember when we got into Jerusalem, into the old city, it was raining, and I just remember clanking my luggage behind me on the cobblestone streets, and the shopkeepers were standing at their shops and saying, "Are you from South Africa?" Because they can spot us somehow a mile away. I don't know if it's the clothing or the way we look, but they can spot us a mile away. And they were
wonderful.
Like, "Ahlan, welcome. You are our heroes." It was an incredibly warm and receptive experience. And the people are warm. They are full of, resilience. It's a very different experience compared to when you go to like Makkah, Medina. Here, there's a lot of interaction with the local people and the Palestinian people who integrate you into Palestine, or into the.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience.
So this feeling like it's not just ours, it's yours. So they integrate
the first thing that, and I've said the story so many times. When I first saw the masjid, I was very emotional.
Wait, it's not the aircon, it's my hair that you're making right now. Okay, carry on.
When I first saw the masjid, it was raining. I was really emotional. I was so stressed about getting through the first checkpoint because, that's what people frighten you about, the guards, the checkpoints, whatever it was. And when I got through the first checkpoint, and got access into the masjid courtyard, my mom taps my shoulder and she goes, "Zainab, look here. Here it is. This is what you came for." And I'm like, oh, here you are.
Wow.
And the dome just sort of rises into the sky, and it's standing. It's like, if I use like some personification, the masjid is just like standing quietly waiting for you there. And I was really emotional. And this Palestinian man was driving around in a golf cart, and he stopped and he goes, "Sister, why are you crying?" And I said, "I'm just really happy." And the first words that he told me was, "This is your land.
SubhanAllah.
This belongs to you. You are welcome. Ahlan." And then a few minutes later, a Palestinian woman came. She saw me as well. She saw that I was crying. She hugged me. She said the same things. And I'm literally in the courtyard for like 5 minutes. And already people are telling me, and I'm feeling so warm and welcome. So, you mentioned the superpower thing earlier. And I thought, if I could like grow wings and fly to Palestine and live there, I would do it. But
that is so beautiful. You said every single person should make an intention to go.
Do it.
So let's do that, inshallah. Right now, let's just pause, take a few seconds, make that niyyah. Innama a'malu bin-niyyah. Of course, everything is based on niyyah, and Sister Zainab has proved that. I mean, she made that firm, fervent intention last year and said, "No way, the war is on. No way, I'm still going." And Allah Azza wa Jal opened that way for you. It reminds me of the story of Musa alayhi salam. Fir'aun, the army, and the Red Sea opens. And it just shows us magic. Kun fayakun, be and it is. For Allah Azza wa Jal, anything can happen.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody said you're not going to get in. It's going to be so difficult. They're going to interrogate you. You wrote this book. You need to scrub your social media. I had to delete all my Instagram, my socials, stop book promotion. I was really scared. I was terrified, of being turned away, and I had actually mentally psyched myself up to be turned away. So we had made alternative arrangements to stay in Jordan, and you know what? Allah, again, he I think he wanted me there, and I think that's like the most gratifying thing is like, ya Allah, you wanted me there, and your
intention was so pure and
I don't know,
sincere.
I hope so.
And that is why it happened, and
it's just that
Allah based everything on intention.
No, absolutely, but it's also just, in a way, it's like a drug. Because now that I've been, all I can think of is going back. And
take me with you.
My mom was so stressed out because, with the situation of the ICJ unfolding, they were becoming a little bit difficult, but we still managed to get through to the masjid. And she said, "Zainab, no, we're only going to go back when Palestine is free." And I'm like, "No, sorry, we will go."
Inshallah. Look at that. Hey, set the intention. Allah Azza wa Jal is most kind, as we know. وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. We see miracles and miracles daily, and it's beyond what we can conceive and perceive as human beings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Allah Azza wa Jal keeps showing us His majestic power, subhanAllah. We'll go for a quick break. When we get back, I want to know more about A Letter from Gaza to the World. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's the book I want to know, and definitely a book that I have to read, and so does my daughter. Stay tuned. Urban Woman, sponsored by Vada Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold, diamond, and platinum jewelry.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
We want to spend some family time with you. The Breakfast Rush Family Fun Run or Walk. Be with us on Saturday, the 27th of April, and be part of the fun and excitement as we take on the 5-kilometer course from Blue Lagoon Lawns along NMR Avenue, back along the picturesque promenade to Blue Lagoon. Register the entire family for an outing to be remembered. The Breakfast Rush Family Fun Run or Walk. Saturday, 27 April. Pre-register online to pay and enter. Come enjoy the crisp morning breeze, a healthy run, jog or walk, and then picnic with us. Call 031-208-1601 for more details. The Breakfast Rush Family Fun Run or Walk. We'll see you there.
Save the date for Saturday, April 27, 2024. Why, you may ask? Well, it's the Hajj Seminar from 7:45 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at 207 West Road in Overport. Proudly brought to you by the Al-Ansar Foundation and the Capital Group of Companies.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Urban Woman, sponsored by Vada Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold, diamond, and platinum jewelry.
قمر سيدنا النبي قمر وجميل سيدنا النبي وجميل وكف المصطفى كالورد. They've been asking for.
Welcome back. So we're live on YouTube, and I'm chatting with Sister Zainab Khan. Very inspiring to hear her story about going to Palestine. She is the author of 3 books. And we're going to be talking now about this book that she's written, A Letter from Gaza to the World. So it is our Spotlight segment, and Sister Zainab Khan is on our Spotlight for today. Here's the book if you are watching us on YouTube. So Sister Zainab, tell us, A Letter from Gaza to the World. When did you write this? What inspired you? Tell us about this book.
So basically, the events of October 7 precipitated the writing of the book. I think we all felt a sense of helplessness at what was unfolding. And I think we still feel a sense of helplessness that nothing that we're doing seems to be making any difference.
Yes.
And so I channel my emotions through my writing, and I realized that there's a need. There's a need to change the narrative. There's a need to take back the narrative, because I think for far too long we've allowed Western media and Western voices to dictate to us what our history is and what the history of our land is. And we all have a duty to Al-Aqsa. You know, we have to show solidarity, whether it's you do boycotts, you do protesting, whatever your form of solidarity is. So I was thinking, and, you know, I realized that I wanted to make a meaningful contribution to the cause. my own contribution that would hopefully stand the test of time, that would hopefully have an impact that was lasting. And so I went ahead, I got the book published. Alhamdulillah, I had a lot of support from a lot of very influential figures like Idris Kamisa, Dr. Nadvi, Nahida Ismail, an author from Tanzania who contributed to my work, supported me, gave me feedback. And alhamdulillah, last year, November, December, I had my book launch at Sentosa. Alhamdulillah, it was well received. And from there, I've been working with African Muslims Agency who have sponsored further copies. And alhamdulillah, the book has really, really grown in terms of its reach. So yeah, that's basically why I just felt that there's this need for the youth, especially who are often left out of this conversation. I mean, we take our kids to protest marches, we take them along, but are we educating them?
Yeah.
When we ask our children, do you know of the Nakba, or what do you know about Palestine and the history of Palestine? You know, initially I found that is something that children weren't able to answer, and I teach at a school, primary school, and I know that the knowledge about the events are very, very superficial. Yet we teach them about the Holocaust, we teach them about World War II in detail in primary school. You know, where is the knowledge and where is the education that they need to know about their own religion and heritage?
Well said. It's slowly being erased, shall I say, or evaporated. Now, this is a touching story about a girl named Sama who lives in a place called Gaza in the Middle East. Sama's homeland is under attack by the Israeli government. So definitely want to read this. But I want to know also, I'd love to know more about this, but due to time, we're going to hop over to the other book that's also very exciting. I think a continuation of this one as well. And it's called Letters from the Sky. I love that. It just creates this visual and, you know, so much that's happening presently and currently in Gaza. Tell us a little about that book.
Okay, so the title Letters from the Sky is inspired because the IOF, I wouldn't say the IDF, they're the Israeli Defense Forces, the IOF drops leaflets down, and they would drop leaflets down into areas to tell people to evacuate. And so Letters from the Sky is essentially a continuation of Sama's narrative. And it becomes more dire as the war is unfolding. Well, actually, the genocide is unfolding into its like 6th month. The situation's dire. So Letters from the Sky now is a bit darker, and it explores how Sama's family is now facing starvation because of the famine, the aid blockade, the destruction of infrastructure, schools, hospitals. So Letters from the Sky is actually, it could be her last message. She herself does not know what the next day holds. And so I wanted people to understand that these are real children whose dreams and lives are being obliterated and destroyed. And nothing is being done about it. And the book also seeks to expose the hypocrisy, you know, of the world. We are celebrating every sort of day, Human Rights Day, domestic violence, GBV, you know, Women's Day. Yet when these human rights are being violated in front of us, somehow they're not given the attention and the focus that they're supposed to have. So Letters from the Sky is basically Sama telling the world and giving them a big, I don't know, can I say it on here? Middle finger.
Blip, blip.
Yeah, like she's like, we see you, you know, and we don't need you. We don't need you. They're fighting for themselves. They're defending their homeland. They don't need anybody else because the world abandoned them.
I've seen a video of a little girl, and she was so amazing. I mean, I thought, is this a little girl speaking? That power, the resilience, the strength, and that we don't need anybody. You know, Allah is with us, and saying that our blood is with Al-Aqsa, and you know, her words just drummed in. So if it comes back to me, I will say it. But, you know, just to wrap up, we definitely look forward to that book, Letters from the Sky. What is your take-home message for our urban women listeners today?
Okay, so we're witnessing one of the most brutal, unsettling, and horrifying moments in modern history. Therefore, I urge you, we need to be more strategic in the way that we show solidarity and we raise awareness about what's happening in Palestine. It is not enough now to just call for a ceasefire or to call for the US and other countries to stop arming Israel, or for us to be satisfied when the IOF retreats from Gaza and the status quo to return. We can't be happy with that anymore. We have to work on pressuring our governments and elected officials to fight for and recognize a Palestinian state. a fully democratic Palestinian state. Because this is what happens in all the past wars as well. I'm guilty of it as well. There's a tension on the matter. Gaza will rebuild, and then in another couple of years, the same thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
We're
The
not
cycle continues.
the cycle's continuing. So we need to make sure that we see this through to the end. It needs to end. Israel needs to be the apartheid regime needs to be in the dustbin of history. So we need to decolonize the minds of people through art, literature, and storytelling, and that's what I hope to do. And we need to teach Palestinian history. It needs to be taught, it needs to be told, it needs to be broadcast, and it needs to be accepted.
Absolutely. I love that. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless everybody who's making any form of effort, you as well, and everybody that are doing such amazing work. Bless you all with afia and pave that way so that your intention can be fulfilled. Oh, she said, Anadam Philistine. That was kept right. Anadam Philistine.
Yes.
She's saying, my blood is Philistine.
Yes.
And she says, we'll die here. We're not going to
Yes.
leave. We're going to die here. We're going to be buried here. And my hair, it's just like, it gives you the shivers
When you go
to
there,
think.
you will understand. I'm terrified of dying. I'm really the biggest coward ever, and when you go there, you just realize, what, I would happily die here.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
I think it brings so much into perspective, realization, awareness, the bigger picture, brings it in. And we have lots to thank the Palestinians for, because they have taught us so much. We thought we were wise. Hey, go reflect, go watch, go observe, introspect, grow, inshallah.
Someone told me something really important, that Palestine and Al-Aqsa is the barometer and the gauge of the Muslim Ummah. So we are the defenders. It's up to us as well. We can stand on the side of the road and we can shout and we can scream. We can do it. All of these things, they all have their place. But if we don't change ourselves from within,
Definitely.
then we are basically we're at the mercy of those dark forces.
And that's it, isn't it? I mean, if we make ourselves stronger, and that ultimately means our level of iman stronger, then that tawakkul comes in, that fearlessness, that bravery, knowing whatever you do, it's okay. Ultimately, Allah Azza wa Jalla is in charge.
Absolutely.
And as we know, He can do anything. So definitely, it's time for us all collectively to change, to become stronger. And may Allah Azza wa Jalla bless us all with that hidayah and give us the ability to reform as we are meant to, from this very, very, very heartbreaking, very real situation that is going on, the genocide, because they are suffering. We are all part of one ummah. Sister Zainab, wonderful. I love chatting with you. Thank you so much for taking us to Palestine with your experience, and also through these wonderful books, The Letter from Gaza to the World and Letters from the Sky, written by Sister Zainab Khan. Remember to be sure to grab those books, read it, let your children read it. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
And He does not forget. Justice will come to the Holy Land. Palestine, 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 you will be free. Ya Rabbi, we call you. Oh, please set them free.
Sister Ruqayya says, I will love to have the superpower to heal myself and whoever is not well. Oh, I mean, it's so wonderful to hear what your superpowers you wish for the day. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum, Razi. Jazakallah khair for an excellent program as usual. Mubarak Zainab, we are so proud of you and all your achievements. Love and du'as always. Sister Farida and Fadila J. Oh, absolutely. She's been amazing. So it's time for me to wrap up. As always, I remind you of your salah times for Durban as per Jamiat KZN. Zohar begins at 12:01, ends at 15:57. Asr begins at 15:58, ends at 17:36. The days are getting shorter, the fasts are getting shorter. There's no excuse for us not to make the niyyah and try to keep the 6 Shawwal fast. Sisters, I'm going to encourage you to keep your qada as well, because remember, it is something that we're definitely going to be accountable for. So make that niyyah, make that intention, make the effort, and let's tick off those qada fasts, inshallah. Until then, we want to wish you and your whoever you with spending this wonderful day together, you and your family, a wonderful day ahead, inshallah. Remember to make every second count because we are not guaranteed tomorrow. From myself, Razia Rangridge, Zach on the technical team, we want to say be safe. Until then, subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You, oh please set them free. Oh, I'm begging, please. Without your help, we're nothing, we'll just bleed. You're the only one who can set them free. Take the pain away. Palestine, 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 you will be free. You're the bee, we call you.
Urban Woman, sponsored by Vada Gold Gem Jewelers, 534 Peter Mokaba Ridge, Overport.
An informative